Welcome to the Gold Plus Roundup. I'm Patrick.
I'm Kevin.
And we're here, like we are every single month, giving you the reviews of every Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus offering, free for the month of October in this case.
We don't want you to waste your time. Since they're all free, you're not wasting your money, but your time is valuable, and we want to help you spend it in the best way possible. So we're going to start with MV versus ATV.
Yet another racing game, this one the off-roady stuff, yeah. Okay, seriously, unless you're into the racing genre and unless you're into the off-road stuff, this one's not that great. It's not over-the-top enough for me to get into it, and it's not sim enough for me to want to actually work on my car, upgrade things, so unless you're into this genre, just pass it.
But, on the other hand, if you have a PS3 sitting around and you want to play an over-the-top racing game that is ATV, it's weird how those correlate. But this month we got Mad Riders, which is like, it's like a Burnout with the on a four-wheeler. It's awesome. It's not that polished. Like, it if you actually look at the environment, you're like, that's not particularly pretty, but you don't want to look at the environment. You're here to race.
Yes.
And you zip through and you hit boosts and you go through. My only issue with the actual gameplay is that it rubber bands so hard. Like you'll be in first and you'll be coasting along, and then the other guy will come up and pass you and then slow down. So it's like going through traffic. And that part's frustrating, but the actual racing itself is really top-notch, and I was surprised. This is a racing game from the same people that gave us Dying Light, which was a surprisingly good zombie game that a lot of people didn't see coming. Techland is not always a solid, this is excellent, but honestly, this game is worth your time. Go back, if you have a PS3, check it out.
You also got to play Code Realize blah blah blah. What was the name of the code?
Code: Realize.
Yes.
Tilde. Guardian of Rebirth. Tilde. This is another situation where with the Vita, they'll give us a game, and then they'll give us a very similar game the next month, and it's inferior. And that was really disappointing, because I really enjoyed last month's Amnesia: Memories.
Yes.
Which, it was really fun, and I was making decisions, and I was doing all this stuff. This one is basically just a story. My decisions do nothing except for the very first decision you can make, which if you choose to go with the guy, then the story continues. Okay. If you choose not to go with the guy, you're done. And that was really disappointing. I want my choices to mean something, but I don't want it to mean you're done playing this game. The characters are interesting. If you just want to go through the story, that's cool. I want to play a game. Yeah. And this didn't let me play it.
Yeah, exactly. I got to play a game that was really fun, though. I got to play Super Mega Baseball, extra innings. So we got the extra innings in this.
Did you get a colon too?
I did.
Colon extra innings.
Lots of colons. We love colons. So we got to play Super Mega Baseball. You didn't get to. I got to play Super Mega Baseball. And I had a lot of fun with this. It surprisingly was was more sim-like than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
It is very cartoony when you look at it.
I like the art style.
Yes, I actually really liked it. You can customize your characters in your roster. You can pick different teams that have different attributes that are actually, that actually mean that the teams actually play differently. I didn't get into how the roster works. Like I know you can play a season. I didn't play season, I'll be honest. But you can play a season where you pick your team and you play throughout the season as the team. Now, I don't know if you can draft people, because that'd be really cool. You can make your own dream team. I didn't see that in there. It may be in there, so let me know in the comments.
But overall, recommend.
Overall, recommended. Had a blast.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I got to play From Dust on PS3. It's a god sim. Art-wise, it looks very similar to Black and White, but you have way less powers. Basically, you're trying to keep a little group of villagers alive on this island, while the island itself tries to drown them or hit them with lava. You get to move the ground and change elevation and do stuff like that. There are objectives, but after the first 2 or 3 levels, you'll just be struggling to keep them alive until it says you win. Yeah. That's very difficult, very frustrating, and I wasn't able to find any type of gameplay style that consistently worked. And that's the thing, is if you have an RNG, you need to be able to develop. Maybe I'm just bad at it. Maybe I am a bad god, and I was not good enough smart enough to figure it out. But for my money, I would go ahead and pass on this one. There are better god sims out there.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of not figuring things out, I played The Escapists.
Okay.
And not to be confused with The Escapists, the YouTube channel, but this is the prison simulator / prison
by Team 17.
breaking. Yes, by Team 17 / prison break simulator or whatever. The tutorial's very short. It kind of tosses you in there, and it doesn't hold your hand. Very similar to Dark Souls. It's kind of deceptive. It looks a lot easier than it is.
Yeah.
It looks easier than it actually is. But during your downtime, when you're given free time in the prison, is when you can actually gather up things and plan what you're going to do. So you have to do a good amount of planning if you want to get anything done.
Right.
It's not just okay, I'm let out of my cell, I'll shank somebody and run. There's a lot to it. So totally recommend this if you're okay with that. And if you like, it's strangely enough, if you like Dark Souls and difficulty, you'll like this game.
All right. The next one that I reviewed, and we both played this one, I think, was Transformers: Devastation. It's fun. It's dumb. The environments are awful, like straight up awful. Yeah. But the gameplay itself is really fun, and you get to play. I loved. Okay, you can do a combo, and then after you've built up enough points in your combo, you can turn into a truck and do a donut and hit them a couple more times. And like so everybody has a different combo that they can bring to the mix. So you get a couple of punches, kicks in, and then you get to do a cool thing.
Yeah.
The abilities are fun, the gems are fun, and it just kind of funnels you in one direction, and you get to go through beating stuff up.
Yeah. The bosses are a little difficult in this, but for the rest of the game, it's pretty easy. Like you said, the graphics aren't much to really say much about. It looks like a Wii title. Is what it looks like.
It does.
But gameplay wise, it's very fun. The bosses are tough. Get through the bosses, and you'll have a good time.
And enjoy the levels.
Yes, enjoy the levels. We both played Resident Evil as well.
We did.
PlayStation 4.
And I think we have a bit of a difference on this one because I was not a fan.
Okay.
I didn't care for it. The graphics are prettier, but the mechanics were so dated and difficult to work with. Like, I see a puzzle. I've been playing video games for a long time. I see a puzzle. I know what this is. I can pick up this crest. When I see where it goes, I can put the crest in. But no, you have to go to there, find the crest.
See that it is a crest.
Go back, pick up the crest. And it's like, no, I saw a shiny thing.
Yeah.
I want to pick it up. And it wouldn't let you. It wanted to make you do things in a very specific order. You can also reach situations where you just can't go any further. And with limited saves, that's a really bad combination.
Yeah. And I will completely agree with you on this. That is frustrating, but the way that I looked at this is the remaster. It is not a remake. Yeah. So that's when you come into the actual difference between a remaster and a remake. This is a remaster. It's prettier, but it's basically the same game. Yeah. And if we had a remake of this game, then all of that stuff should be taken away.
Yeah.
That should be cleared out and simplified and give you the option of picking up things and then finding where it's supposed to go. Or if you don't have to rattle a door handle, then go get an item. You should just be able to already have the item.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But it is fun, if you're into the history of video games, this is an important one because this is the game that spawned a series. Resident Evil 2 made it more popular and moved it more into the public mind. Yeah. But Resident Evil is the start of a series that became something grandiose.
Exactly. What did you think of Actual Sunlight?
If you have the ability to play Actual Sunlight, please do so. It is an absolutely fantastic game that takes me very much out of myself. I don't deal with depression and anxiety issues, but I know a number of people who do. This game helped me empathize with those people more by putting me into that character's shoes. It looks like a 16-bit era RPG. It's a lot of dialogue. It takes you maybe 2 hours to get through. It's very emotional. You're basically in the character's mind. You're dealing with his interaction with coworkers. You're dealing with the things that he has to put up with on his way to work, on his commute. You're putting up with the loneliness and the fantasy version that he holds of himself while he's at home. Yeah. And the loneliness and the isolation that comes with that. It's a difficult game to play, but I highly recommend you do. And if you do, set aside a couple hours, sit down, play it beginning to end, and I can pretty much guarantee you that at the end of that, you'll have more empathy for people who struggle with these particular issues. And that's something that we could all use.
Exactly. Especially with mental health becoming something that's more in the forefront, and more people are understanding this. This gets a better grasp on what it is, because it's not like a malady that you can just look and go, yeah, you're cut.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, and this gives you a great explanation, puts you in the right shoes. Good stuff.
Indeed. I'm alive.
Yes.
Again.
So this is the second time we got to play it on PlayStation before, and now we're playing on an Xbox. I love this game for what it is. If you've not played Last of Us, play I Am Alive, and you'll get a similar take on it. Now, I'm going to stop saying the similarities, because there are a lot of similarities, but this game, in regards to relationships, in regards to resource scarcity, and in regards to level design and seeing the buildings in dilapidated states after this natural disaster, it's really well done. It has just enough climbing to give you that kind of, to scratch that itch, if you will. It gives you just enough of that, but it's a very good game. But if you played The Last of Us, understand this is not quite as good, but I think you'll still enjoy it.
So, there are our recommendations and recommendations of, oh, please God, no, why?
Yes.
For this month. So, if you have free games, these are the ones you should play.
Yeah.
And come back next month, because we do this every month.
Every single month.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the This Week in Our Collective Heads contents you've just consumed. If you would like to consume more of our content and these things that we put out on the internet for fun, then like, subscribe, share with your friends, and reach out to us, message us, talk to us.
Everywhere. We're everywhere. We will respond to you. We're at TWIOCH on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere else except for Twitch. We're TWIOCH Gaming. But check us out. Talk to us. Let us know what you liked, what you didn't, and we may or may not change, but we will talk to you about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks. Itch that scratch. Scratch that
Scratch that itch.
What's wrong with me?
I don't know.
Yeah.